We should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditioned soul to achieve the spiritual success, and the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy name of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.1.12. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended that everyone chant the Hare Krishna mantra just to cleanse the dust from our heart. If dust of heart is cleansed away, then one can actually understand the importance of holy name. Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 12 by Srila Prabhupada. Now we have chanting session. Chanting will be led by Her Grace Padma Pavitra Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Mataji. There's a blissful chanting session. And Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Next we have Pravachan by His Grace Ratnakar Prabhuji. Over to Sri Ranga, His Grace Sri Ranga Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Sri Mataji. Thank you so much for taking up the service and doing wonderful service today. Prabhu is going to join another couple of minutes. Meantime, can anyone can do the chanting? And also we have few announcements. Request all the devotees, please stay with us till the end of the program. After the pravachan, prayer request and everything, we will have a small discussion about our future programs and also upcoming Maharaj programs. So request all the devotees to actively participate after this program today. Meantime, can anyone, Tulsi Mataji, can you just lead the chanting till Prabhu join?
Okay, Prabhuji. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Today we are very fortunate to have with us His Grace Ratnakar Gauranga Prabhu. Prabhu is the disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. He is our senior most member of Gauranga Desh Yatra, a wonderful devotee. Both Prabhu and Mataji served Gauranga Desh Yatra for many years before they moved to Coimbatore. They served Gauranga Desh Yatra in many ways, many surveys, and is an advisor and everything. Wonderful preacher. And currently Prabhu is serving ISKCON Coimbatore under the guidance of His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj. In various capacities, Prabhu is doing preaching and other activities there. So, thank you so much, Ratnakar Prabhu. His Grace Ratnakar Prabhu ki jai. His Holiness Jayapataka
Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Very pleased to be amongst the wonderful Vaishnavas from Gauranga Desh. Once again, after quite a long gap, thanks to Sri Ranga Prabhu. Though I don't fit in whatever he mentioned about me, I'm trying to just do a very insignificant service in whichever way possible. So let us start that small introductory Kirtan. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. If anyone has got a kartal, you can play on the background. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Srila Guru Deva, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Harinam Sankirtanam ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantram ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories and glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Prabhupada ki jai. Nigamakalpatarorgalitam phalam sukamukadamrita dragya samyutam tipata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukah narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jaya mutiraye. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamasloke bhaktir bhavatir naistiki. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nandagopakumaraya govindaya namo namaha. So readings from Canto 3, Status Quo, chapter number 5, where Vidura meets Maitreya Muni. Sloka 45. Tanvaihi asad vritthibhir akshibhirye parahritanthar manasaparesha atho na pashyanti urugaya nunam yathe padanyasa vilasa lakshyah. Tanvaihi asad vrittibhir akshibhirye parahritantar manasa paresha atho na pashyanti urugaya nunam yathe padanniryasa vilasha lakshyah. Tanvaihi asad vrittibhir akshibhirye parahridante manasaparesha atho na pashyanti urugaya nunam yathe padanyasa vilasa lakshyah. Synonyms, word to word translation. On the lotus feet of the Lord, why certainly he for asat, materialistic, vrittibihi, by those who are influenced by external energy, akshibihi, by the senses, those, parahrita, missing at a distance, anta manasaha, of the internal mind, paresha, O Supreme, atho, therefore, na, never, pashyanti, can see, urugaya, of great, nunam, but those who, te, your, padnyasa, activities, vilasa, transcendental enjoyment, lakshyaha, those who see. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanar Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O great Supreme Lord, offensive persons whose internal vision has been too affected by external materialistic activities cannot see your lotus feet, but they are seen by your pure devotees, whose one and only aim is to transcendently enjoy your activities. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 18.61, the Lord is situated in everyone's heart. It is natural that one should be able to see the Lord at least within himself. But that is not possible for those whose internal vision has been covered by external activities. The pure soul, which is symptomized by consciousness, can be easily perceived even by a common man because consciousness is spread all over the body. The yoga system, as recommended in Bhagavad Gita, is to concentrate the mental activities internally and thus see the lotus feet of the Lord within oneself. But there are many so-called yogis who have no concern with the Lord, but are only concerned with consciousness, which they accept as the final realization. Such realization of consciousness is taught by Bhagavad Gita within only a few minutes, whereas the so-called yogis take continuous years to realize it because of their offenses at the lotus feet of the Lord. The greatest offense is to deny the existence of the Lord as separate from the individual souls, or to accept the Lord and the individual soul as one and the same. The impersonalists misinterpret the theory of reflection, and thus they wrongly accept the individual consciousness as the supreme consciousness. The theory of the reflection of the Supreme can be clearly understood without difficulty by any sincere common man. When there is a reflection of the sky on the water, both the sky and the stars are seen within the water. But it is understood that the sky and the stars are not to be accepted on the same level. The stars are parts of the sky and therefore they cannot be equal to the whole. The sky is the whole and the stars are parts. They cannot be one and the same. Transcendentalists who do not accept the supreme consciousness as separate from the individual consciousness are so offensive as the materialists who deny even the existence of the Lord. Such offenders cannot actually see the lotus feet of the Lord within themselves, nor are they even able to see the devotees of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord are so kind that they roam to all places to enlighten people in God consciousness. The offenders, however, lose the chance to revive the Lord's devotees. To receive the Lord's devotees, although the offenseless common man is at once influenced by the devotee's presence. In this connection, there is an interesting story of a hunter and Devarishi Narada. A hunter in the forest, although a great sinner, was not an intentional offender. He was at once influenced by the presence of Narada, and he agreed to take the path of devotion, leaving aside his hearth and home. But the offenders, Nalakuvera and Manikriva, even though living amongst the demigods, had to undergo the punishment of becoming priests in the next lives, although by the grace of the devotee, they were later delivered by the Lord. Otherwise, offenders have to wait until they receive the mercy of the devotees, and then they can become eligible to see the lotus feet of the Lord within themselves. But due to their offenses and their extreme materialism, they cannot see even the devotees of the Lord. Engaged in external activities, they kill the internal vision. The Lord's devotees, however, do not mind the offenses of the foolish in their many gross and subtle bodily endeavors. The Lord's devotees continue to bestow the blessings of the devotion upon all such offenders without hesitation. That is the nature of devotees. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadadikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapata Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Tadivam Satvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lita Shri Vishaka Vidam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Bhesha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patita Ram Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Ma Om Vishnupadaya Savastaya Budare Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namni Namaste Saraswati Gauruvani Pracharya Nirvisheshunyavadi Prasadi Same Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Vishnupadaya Savastaya Budare Srimati Jayapataka Swami Niti Namni Namacharya Padaya Nitaya Tipapadaya Gauravatamudaya Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langaya Kripanamaham Nabde Sri Guru Nirdaram Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tat Sat. So Tanvaihi Asad Vrittibir Akshibir Ye Parahritantar Manasha Paresha Atho na Pashyanti Urugaya Nunam Yete Padnyasa Vilasa Lakshaha. O great Supreme Lord, offensive persons whose internal vision has been too affected by external materialistic activities cannot see your lotus feet, but they are seen by your pure devotees whose one and only aim is to transcendently enjoy your activities. Om Tat Sat. So, what a wonderful revelation here by the master of all scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is also, we just chanted, Rasam Alayam. This is actually the abode of all types of mellows, which contains the nectar that one can even one cannot even imagine or dream about in millions of words. So, such a great presentation is Srimad Bhagavatam, given directly by the Supreme Lord in his literary expansion as Vyasadeva. The text today, it only reveals the information again and again that though the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, and he himself has directly told through Arjuna to all living entities in this material world. In the 10th chapter, 8th sloka, what he's saying, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. So aham sarvasya prabhavo, what does that mean? I am situated both in the movable, non-movable or immovable. In all activities, in all atoms, I am there. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. I have expanded. I am just being present everywhere. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mata sarvam pravate. Without me, beyond me, there cannot be anything existing. So he has very categorically told that. And people, unfortunately, due to their forgetfulness of their relationship with the Supreme Lord, they completely deep dive into the materialistic activities in the search of happiness, in the search of satisfaction. See, in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 4th canto, there are so many narrations. In the 28th chapter, there is a wonderful narration about a character by name King Puranjana. And the Supreme Lord appears in front of the King Puranjana in the form of a Brahmana and tries to revive his original consciousness. He's directly coming there. He's telling, my dear friend, even though you cannot immediately recognize me, can't you remember that in the past you were an intimate friend with me and we had lots of fun, we had lots of, activities in the Supreme Abode. And somehow, unfortunately, you have given up all our relationship. But why? Because you want to just enjoy all on your own. This is coming. This is actually directly told by the Lord in the text 53 of the 4th canto, chapter 28. Very wonderful sloka. He's telling, you have forgotten me. Why? Simply because you want to enjoy in separation. You want to enjoy all alone without including me. Whereas I am the provider of every single material element, what you think with which you can enjoy. Api swarasi chatmanam. Whatever we were there, you just forgot. Why? Because avijnata, because of your, less intelligent way of thinking. Avijnata. You don't have any proper jnana, you don't have any jnana. So you have been depriving yourself of the jnana and vijnana, and you become an avijnata. And because of that, what happens? Then you start thinking whatever you see is the reality, and whatever you perceive through your senses are the real happiness. Bhoga ratho gatha. Krishna is saying, Bhoga ratho gatha. Bhoga means enjoyment. And ratho means you're attached to so much of enjoyment by yourself. And in that kind of a situation, what happens? You completely forgot me. And you are not in a position even to see that I am seated in your heart as, Paramatma. Very close next to you in every activity, what you are doing, I am the witness person, and I'm also the sanctioning authority. I'm doing both. I'm witnessing what you're doing, and I'm also sanctioning. Okay, you want to enjoy? I'm allowing you to enjoy. But I'm sending my representations every now and then. And I'm trying to, wake you up so many times. But still, somehow or other, you have become so much ignorant that you do not want to take the opportunities, whatever is sent to you. In the beginning of this chapter, Vidura, when he approached Maitreya Muni, he, with very humble, folded hands, he's praying to the great sage Maitreya. What is he saying? Shukaya karmani karoti loka. In this world, people, they try to perform a lot of activities for what? Shukaya. They want to get some kind of a sukham, some satisfaction, some pleasure, shukam, some pleasure. They perform these kind of wonderful things. They build big buildings. Now we can see in the recently what do you call that? Fortune hit countries like the Middle East, as well as in other countries, within the past 50 years, 60 years or 70 years, they all got some kind of big riches. And now everybody is trying to exploit the available resources. So what they do a lot of things, but nothing they don't get. Why? Because shukam banyad uparamam va. What you are getting actually, vindathe bhuyas tathava dukkham. They only get miseries. It looks like in the initial stages some kind of a happiness is coming to you, but it is only a short-lived experience. Very soon it is followed by dukkham. So a sukham followed by dukkham, followed by sukham, followed by dukkham. So it's like a repeated, action. Plus, minus. You keep on rolling and rolling and rolling. And there is a very wonderful saying in English, rolling stone gathers no mass. Isn't it? They don't gather any mass. They just keep rolling. So similarly, the human beings, what happens? We keep rolling and rolling and rolling in the expectation that we are going to achieve so many things. We are going to be the best amongst the entire, humanity in the world. We will be on the top of the universe and so and so. But what happens? All of a sudden, we are gone. We are gone means what? We leave the body. That's it. So what happened to the billions and billions of, dollars or whatever the currency and the property and the gold and every single thing what you earn? What happens to that? What happens to the properties that you have bought, in different parts of the world? I have investment here, I have investment there. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Different departments, they come and, hound you. They come for you. Tax departments will come and they will come and, also the enforcement department, they will come and see whether you have adhered to the laws of the country. Have you paid your dues? Have you shown your accounting properly? Otherwise, they're just going to freeze all your money. So you think, I'm going to enjoy. And one day what happens? Because of fear of getting caught and going to the prison, then you run away from one country to another country to another country. Is it not happening? So the more and the more one thinks of material enjoyment, what's really happening? The more and more you are increasing the chances of misery. This is what very nicely told by His Holiness Radharanath Swami Maharaj. The more one engages in sensual activities, that means you are inviting more and more trouble. The more you scratch, the more harder it becomes to heal the wound. We are all seeing these practical examples. The Prabhupada has mentioned this again and again several times. So what happens? Intelligent person like Vidura, he approaches the most devoted personality, Maitreya Muni. And he's asking what? Oh, great sage, everyone in this world is engages in fruitive activities and trying to get some kind of a happiness. But unfortunately, they are not. So what he is requesting, he's asking him, please, so somehow or other, give us the right direction, what we should do. please instruct us on the pastimes and activities of the Lord, how he created this entire manifestation and how he's expanding in different incarnations in this world and how he's showering his mercy, even though we do not want to take advantage of this mercy, but he still continues to shower the mercy, you know. And here in this sloka, very nice, he said, but the devotees of the Lord, despite the disinterest of the individual souls to recognize the Supreme Lord within the heart, but the pure devotees, what they keep on doing, they travel all over the world, all over the universe, somehow or other, to once again revive, wake up call, like what? Our founder Acharya, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Abhay Sharanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. What happened? In September 1965, he decided, okay, this is my time. Now, my dear spiritual master, you have ordered me to travel to the West and spread this message. So what happened? He then went to the West. He reached America. He reached the United States of America in 1965, September. And then he established in the next year, so in 1 year, he established International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So from 1966 onwards, relentlessly, irrespective of all sorts of hardships, even while traveling from India, from Bombay to Boston in USA in a merchant navy ship, he's been faced with a huge amount of health problems. He got 2 times heart attack. He did not give up. He knows very well, and he has given a wonderful, realizations about how he reciprocated, how he interacted with his Guru Maharaj, how he interacted with Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. And he survived all those kind of hurdles just simply to distribute the message of the Supreme Lord to all the living entities in the world. So what happened? From 1966 onwards, he traveled around the world. Within 12 years, he has traveled 13 times around the world. That is the greatness of a supreme devotee. Imagine, we are all, calling ourselves, highly educated. We are well placed. We are earning fantastic amounts of money, and our lives are very well settled. This is what normally, what do you call that? A person with the so-called material intelligence, they calculate. Oh yeah, okay. So in an estimation of an average human being, oh yeah, if you're employed, if you're educated with some kind of a graduation, whether it is engineering, doctor, this and that, accountants, whatever it may be. So what happens then? You get a good job in a multinational company and you start earning in dirhams, in dollars, or whatever it may be. Now, then what happens? You start buying properties. Then we think, oh, okay, I'm now in a fantastic position. Even then, are you in a position to achieve what a person like His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada have done in 12 years, 13 times world tour? Can any of us imagine that? Sorry, no chance. Forget about 13 times world tour, 1 time world tour. Can we think about that? At the most, what happens? People living in comfortable positions like, places like Gauranga Desh or Damodar Desh, Shama Desh, etc. So many deshes are there. So what we think, okay, we plan for some vacation to Europe, sometimes we plan for vacation to USA. And even then also we have our limitations like 10 days, 15 days tour. We try to go there and try to, take advantage of our resources. I want to see this. I want to enjoy that. Take a lot of photographs. See, I've been here. And then we keep on, yapping about all of those things. But the great devotee is what he did. Srila Prabhupada, he did not go there to take some photographs. He did not go there for his own sense gratification. He traveled around the world 13 times just to give mercy of the Supreme Lord, mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wants to distribute freely to each and everybody so that they all can be taken back home, back to God, where we can live permanently happy, not this temporary happiness. Because everyone is looking for happiness. Nobody will deny that. I won't be happy. That's why I'm making so much of hard work. That's why I'm giving so much of sacrifice. I'm leaving my families back home. I'm living here alone, doing all my activities from the morning, 4 o'clock. I start waking up, do my sadhana, do my cooking, then go to work, then come back. And daily I have to fight with the traffic. So many things. But everything is for what? But even within them, what the devotees of Gauranga Desh, places like Gauranga Desh or Shyama Desh or Dhamma Desh, the activities you are keeping in the center, you're keeping Krishna in the center of your activities, and thereby what happens? All other activities becomes purified. Whereas in the same place where you are all living, you have hundreds and thousands and millions of people there who are completely focused only on sense gratification. Therefore, O great sage, please give instruction. Vidura is asking. About what? Instruction about what? Not about just making money and building some skyscrapers. About transcendental devotional service. How can I perform? This is the question raised by Vidura in the beginning of this chapter. He's requesting, please give me. Otherwise, what happens? We will be undergoing the same repeated cycle of birth and death. There's no change. Maybe today I'm in a comfortable human body with so many sense gratifications. Tomorrow I will be again continuing my sense gratifications, but in a different kind of a body. It can be inside the water, in the air, in the fire. We do not know. There are crores and crores of planetary systems, and we do not know in which planetary system, in what kind of body we will be, doing activities. So please, within this lifetime, kindly give us the knowledge of the Supreme Lord who is seated in our heart. So when you instruct me, he is requesting Maitreya Muni. So when you instruct me, how I can get the knowledge from that Supreme Person who is seated in my heart as Paramatma, and he is the one who is the giver of the knowledge. So you have to give me the knowledge to access him, to see him, so that I will be getting the direct knowledge from the Supreme Lord. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, sloka, everyone knows that. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha. Krishna is saying, I am giving you three things. Matta smriti jnanam apohanam. I am giving. I am giving you the forgetfulness. I am giving you the remembrance, and I am giving you the knowledge. Why? Because Vedescha sarve raham eva vedyo vedanta krite davidecha. Because I am the compiler of the Vedas. I am the knower of the Vedas, and I am to be known through the Vedas. Krishna is directly telling us. So how do I get that? That is possible only when we go and surrender unto the lotus feet of a spiritual master. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya vadekshanti jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. They are tattvadarshis. They have seen the reality. They have seen the truth. That's why they are jnanis. So from one jnani who have seen the truth, you will be able to get a kind of a jnana. You cannot speculate. You cannot do research. You don't have that kind of a lifetime. Any moment, the life air from this body will move out. So what are you going to do? How long are you going to spend your time in, research and your experimentation? Sorry, no chance, boss. Immediately now, you just. And when we receive that knowledge, then we could see everyone in the same platform. There is no question of enmity. Because why? The moment when we are understanding that within my heart, the Supreme Lord is being seated, then what happens? I could see the same reflection, the same kind of Jivatma and Paramatma in everyone, in every single living entity. Maybe it's an ant, it's a bird, it's an elephant, it's a dog. That's why Krishna says in the 5th chapter also, in the 18th sloka, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavihastine, Suni Chaiva Swapakecha, Pandita Samadarshinaha. Samadarshina means he looks at everyone as the same eternal spirit soul. No matter is a dog eater, elephant, no worries. Or a human being, or a great learned Pandita, doesn't matter. Everyone, because he is able to see the Supreme Soul within the heart of every living entity. That is the greatness. So here it has been explained, please, I want to see. But then what happens? Those who are grossly engrossed in the materialistic activities, they are not able to see that. You see, in one of the classes given by His Holiness, His Divine Grace, Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj. He's no more, of course, we know that. He is a very wonderful devotee from Odisha. And he is the one who built up the wonderful, nice temple in Bhubaneswar. Even today, if anyone comes here to India on a pilgrimage, when you visit Bhubaneswar, you can see his samadhi is there also. And one time, one of the devotees, he asked a question to Govind Swami Maharaj. Maharaj, we are devotees, but sometimes, people behave funnily, and even after becoming devotees, why they are like this, all of those kind of, there's a problem, we have a problem in ISKCON, like that he was asking. Immediately Maharaj was, no, where is the problem? There's no problem. He asked, he said that to the devotee, and then the devotee, no Maharaj, there's so many problems. And Maharaj said, no, there's no problem. Then Maharaj went after, the problem is within you. The problem is not outside of you. You want to see the problems, then all problems, you will be seeing everything as problem. Because you fail to see the Supreme Soul and your eternal soul within you, and you fail to see the Supreme Soul and the Jivatma in every other person's body, that's where you are having this problem. The moment when you start seeing the soul of the Supreme Soul in everybody's heart, then you don't have any problem. After saying that, Maharaj was asking the devotee, are you satisfied now? He said, no. The devotee said, no, I'm not satisfied. I still see the problem. Then Maharaj gave a wonderful, example. Then he gave the example of Hanuman. You see, Hanuman is a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra. And Hanuman, he is in not even a single iota of mistake can be found from him in his devotional service. He's such a pure devotee. But even for him, what happened? When he heard the news of Mata Sita being kidnapped by Ravana, the demon Ravana, and Lord Ramachandra wanted to retrieve or bring his consort back, he gave that kind of a service to who? To Hanuman. So he is a very highly elevated devotee. But the problem is, Hanuman got so much furious. He was really angry. Why he's angry? Because his heart is with Lord Ramachandra, and Lord Ramachandra's heart is with Mother Sita. And Mother Sita has been kidnapped. So Lord Ramachandra is aggrieved. When his Lord is aggrieved, then automatically the devotee gets aggrieved. He gets so painful in his heart, and the painful nature becomes angry against that person who have performed that activity of kidnapping the Mother Sita. So what happens? He immediately jumps into the Lanka. We know that story. I'm just putting it in a short. When he jumped into Lanka, and what was the mind of Hanuman? He was so furious that he wanted to crush every single thing, whatever he's saying. His eyes was red hot. Maharaj is explaining. Fumes were coming from his ears. He was so angry. He just wanted to, rip apart everything. He burned the Lanka. But, Maharaj, this is the place where Maharaj is giving us the fantastic instructions to us. After saying all these things, Maharaj was telling, do you know in what kind of place Ravana had kept Mother Sita? He kept in a place called Ashokavana. What is the meaning of Ashokavana? The word Ashoka, if you understand properly, then we will, give better meaning to that. Shoka, we know that Shoka means misery. Ashoka means there's no misery. Shoka, Ashoka. So Ashoka means where there will be no misery. What do you mean by that, no misery? The garden is filled with so many fragrant flowers with beautiful colors into that, different shapes, different types of chirping birds. So much of breeze is there. So anyone going there, you'll see water fountains, you will see nice birds chirping around, beautiful animals jumping here and there and making sweet melodious voices and noises, and flowers dangling here and there, showering on you. So there is no soka. It's called Asoka. And in that Ashokavana, Mother Sita was kept, and it is called as Ashokavana and accepted by the entire universe. But for Hanuman, no, it's not Ashokavana. For him, everything is really not existent. For him, it's only all sorts of problem there. Mother Sita has become a big, has been tormented there. She has been put as a prisoner there, and she's suffering there. How it is possible? In a vana where so much of facilities are available, you only thinking that that person is there suffering, everybody will be laughing at you. But that is the reason why we should always introspect our own self. Here, Hanuman is full of rage. He was full of anger. So he could not see anything that is appreciable there. For his eyes, everything is bad. Well, this is one way of looking at it. This is what Maharaj was saying. However, Hanuman's action definitely is very true, because in this material world, everything is Ashubha. Ashubha means there's no auspiciousness in this world. Krishna also has said that, of course. Even though externally they might look like it's very beautiful, very auspicious, very enjoyable, but there's nothing in reality enjoyable here. Because the real enjoyment, the real auspiciousness, the Subha activity is there only in the Golok Vrindavan. So that's why, Krishna also says that in this material world. Arjuna asks this question, Krishna, you are saying all these things. I have to live in Golok Vrindavana with you. You reminded me every now and then that you are the Supreme Father and you are my dear friend. But still, how I am always put into miseries, how I am always entering into my own, this tiny understanding of I and mine, aham ameti, why I am getting that kind of a situation. Krishna has answered that in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Kama yesha krodha yesha rajo guno samudbhavaha. He's saying that now, Mahatmano Mahapapma Vidyenam Iha Vairinam. The real enemy, you know who is that? Iha Vairinam. The real enemy is Kama. Kama Yesha Krodesha. The Kama which turns into Krodha. What is the meaning of Kama? Kama means attraction towards sense gratification. In other words, lust. The lust can be in several forms. It can be in a gross form, like the activity of attraction towards male and female. That's a gross. Subtly, it can be even an attraction for very simple, minor things like a toy or like small possessions like a car or a house. So many things are there. So what happens when you are not getting the proper, satisfaction through whatever you are having, then you start getting angry. So such kind of a situation, what happens? People from Sukriti activities, they start performing Dukriti activities. That's why Krishna is calling them Dukritina. Namam Dukritino Muda Prabatyande Naradamaha. He's saying about in the 7th chapter, Krishna is telling. There are 4 types of Duskritis who will not come to me, who will not be able to see me as a supreme personality of Godhead. Who are they? They are what? Nara Adamaha, lowest among the mankind. Naradama. And Maya Apahrita Jnana. Those mind and intelligence is completely taken away by Maya. Second category. Ashuram Bhavam. Ashrita. Those who are having the Ashuram Bhavam, atheistic mentalities, demoniac mentalities. So such people will never come to Krishna because why? They are completely engrossed in the materialistic enjoyment. So how they will come? It's not possible. But somehow or other, even such demoniac people, by the mercy of the Supreme Lord, what happens? He sends different categories of devotees. And then what happens? The pure devotees slowly and steadily brings up these fallen conditioned souls to the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. But of course, it will take different timings. As we read in this today's purport, what happened? Prabhupada is giving very nice example of Mrghari, the hunter Mrghari. He is such a cruel person. He will not just let that kill a prey. He will kill a bird or an animal, but 100% he will not allow it to die immediately. He will again, when he shoot a bird, he will, when the bird falls down, he will pluck the feathers, he will break the wings, and when he hits a deer, he will break the legs, he will slowly torture the animals and then leave it half dead, so that he will keep on suffering so much. That kind of a low quality mindset person, Mrghari. But even that man, he has been immediately elevated to a very high level of a pure devotee. By who? Simply by the presence and association of a pure devotee like Narada Muni. Narada Muni, it's a long story. We all have heard it several times, definitely, and Narada Muni gave him advice after going through so many, experiences and experiments. Then Mrghari agreed, yeah, I agree with you. Nobody in this world will be able to help me to get rid of my sins. So please tell me what I should do. Narada Muni gave him a very simple advice. So you go to the river bank, take every day, morning, afternoon, evening bath. You install a plant of Tulsi Maharani. Then you start meditating Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mrghari immediately got a doubt. Oh no, my dear sadhu, you are telling me I have been now all my life I've been a hunter and I'm doing so many activities. Now that was my livelihood, that was my food. Now you're asking me to do this activity. So how will I get my food? How will I get my livelihood? Now he said, don't worry, you just do what I'm saying. Many times we in this today's 2022, we are not very greatly different from this Mrghari. We perform so many cruelistic activities, and when someone comes to us and tell, please perform this and you will be saved and you will get whatever you want, we don't believe it immediately. Mrghari was not believing it. But at the same time, he's such a simple-hearted man. That's what Prabhupada is saying. So he said, okay, let me give a try. When he gave a try, what happened? People from every part of this village, they started coming to him. They saw what a cruel hunter he was. Now he's performing this Mahamantra Japa. He's taking bath. In the past, he never even went near the water. Now he's taking bath. And he's performing Tulsi Arati. And he's performing Mantra Japa. What's going on? So he must have got a great power. So let's all go and pay obeisances to him. So everybody started giving, fruits. They started giving all sorts of food. They brought anything and everything what he wanted. And Gari was surprised, he and his wife. Oh, that's true. What the sadhu said is true. And they continued their devotional service in that way. And to that extent, they became so much, so highly elevated, they can't even walk when they see ant on the way. He was jumping to avoid crushing an ant on the floor. Imagine. That is the super power of a pure Vaishnava like Narad Muni. And we are getting every single day the instructions from such supreme Vaishnavas in our life. All we have to do is take in our heart as a simple, humble person. We have to throw away our ego. We just simply accept. Then what happens? We will start seeing the transformation. That's how slowly and steadily, Krishna will bring us. Okay, I'm not able to get this entire transformation in one day. No problem. Krishna is also again said in the 16th sloka of the 7th chapter, he's saying, Chaturvida bhajante mam. There are 4 types of people. They will always keep singing my glories. Who are they? Jana supradino arjuna arto jigyashu artharthi jnanischa bharadarsama. Whether you are after the wealth, whether you are after the jnana, whether you are after some kind of a mukti, doesn't matter. You still have to do one thing. What is that? Bhajante mam. Krishna is saying, you have to sing my glories. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The moment we start doing that, what happens? Slowly, whatever abhilasha we had for this material enjoyment, because of which we cannot see the Supreme Lord, slowly what happens? Anya abhilashita shunyam. It's happened. That's mentioned in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anya abhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena Krishna anusilanam bhakti uttama. Then we will be able to understand, yeah, this is the uttama, this is the topmost, bhakti uttama. So the moment when I do that, all other abhilashas will vanish. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur explains very nicely, he's saying that, every now and then people keep asking, if I have been there in the Goloka Vrindavana, enjoying very nicely, eternally, without, any problems, how did I fall down? When did I fall down? All these kind of questions people ask. Why I got this kind of an attraction towards this material, things. Immediately, Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, Saraswati Swami Maharaj, who is the guru, spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, he always, be very straightforward and honest. And he would tell that, please don't ask this kind of questions. This is not an intelligent question, because you would never be able to know the time frame. You ask when. This when question doesn't even arise in the spiritual world, because the time factor does not work there. We do not know when the time starts only when this material world is manifested by the Mahatattva, and when the living entity comes into this material world and associates with this material world, then he starts getting a body, and from that time only the time gets activated. Till then the time is not there. So how can you estimate that? So he's saying this is all Maic way of doing it. Because of Maya, we always try to estimate from our tiny brain this time concept. We do not have any time concept in the spiritual world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has mentioned the same thing in the, in his Chaitanya Charitamrita. We can see this message coming up there. So in Vishnu Purana, we know very clearly, Prabhupada has given us several times, basically Krishna has got 3 different energies. One is the internal energy, marginal energy, and external energy. The internal energy is called Para Shakti. And the marginal energy, that the Tasa Shakti, either we can associate with the Para energy and go back home, Godhead, or we associate with Apara energy and then remain here in this material world. So the choice is available for the Jivatma. So an intelligent man, what he does? He takes this opportunity of a human being, wherein we will be able to see, we will be able to hear, we will be able to chant the glories of the Supreme Lord. And by performing the recommended process by the spiritual masters who have come in bona fide parampara, then we are sure we will be getting out of all the misconceptions of life and start seeing the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord within our heart. Otherwise, it's not possible. Sorry, one call, very important. Prabhu, நான் ஒரு பாகவதம் கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கேன், முடிச்சிட்டு கூப்பிடுறேன். Thank you. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 5th chapter. Karya Karana Kartitva Dravya Jnana Kriyasya Bhadnanti Nityada Mukham Mainam Purusham Pumsam Gunai. So what is the meaning of that? In this material world, what happens? The three modes of material nature, Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, and Tamo Guna. These gunas, what happens? They actually manifest as a kind of a matter from the Supreme Lord, and they form a web kind of a, materialistic attachment on every single entity which falls from the supreme abode. The moment when they falls into this net of these three modes of material nature, like the spider, it builds a nice web. So any small fly comes into that way, they just get stuck. And what happens? The spider slowly walks there and then swaha, it is there. The same way, what happens? We, the living entities, we were originally having a very jolly, good, happy, eternal time and life with Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. But when we fell down because of our own desire to enjoy away from Krishna, then immediately the web of Maya in the form of three modes of material nature is ready to capture us. Chuck. We get stuck into that. And then we start rolling here, gang, gang, gang. The more and more we perform, the more and more we get entangled. And the more we get entangled, it is much easier for the spider to come and, take us away from the real liberation. So that's what is the reality of the situation. So here, Vidura's question is being answered by Maitreya, wherein he's saying that only the pure devotees of the Lord will be able to see the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord within themselves. All others, they may be looking externally like very highly educated, knowledgeable in the materialistic matters. But unfortunately, because of their engrossed materialistic activities, they will never be able to see them. So the very first qualification of a person to see the Supreme Lord is at least to have some faith in the spiritual master who for sure will be able to give me a little bit of liberation from this kind of very awkward position of the material services. So with this understanding, we will continue the session with another sloka in another time. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Tat Sat. If anybody has got anything to add on or have any questions, maybe we can have for another 5-10 minutes. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Maharaj.
Thank you, Ratnakar Prabhu. Thank you so much for the enlightening class today. It's really wonderful. Thank you so much. If any devotees, you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask the questions. And also request all the devotees, kindly please put on your camera so that Prabhu can able to see all of us.
Yeah, that's good, Prabhu. I would like to see. Yeah, it's very long time since I have not personally met so many wonderful Vaishnavas from Gauranga Desh, but now I'm at least having an opportunity to see them virtually. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams to you.
Prabhu, can I have the questions now? Request
Yes, of
the
course.
devotees, please. If you have any questions, please, first we can finish the question part.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Bhagavan Govinda Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Grace Ratnakar Prabhu ki jai. Very wonderful class, Prabhu. Through this class, we have a nice association with you. Thanks for giving association.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hope there is no questions actually. Devotees are very satisfied with your wonderful explanation.
No, that basically devotees are giving me a lot of positive vibrations. They have so much of knowledge already filled up to the brim, they call it. So there cannot be anything more added to that. Wonderful Vaishnavas. Thank you very much.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna Prabhu, one small addition.
Yes, Prabhu.
The purport, Srila Prabhupada very clearly mentioned that even though these Nalakwera and Manigriva are there, the demigods in the world, but they couldn't get the blessings and they couldn't be able to see the Lord by their activities. But by the mercy of the great devotee like Narada Muni, they got the chance to get the blessings of the Lord after many years standing as a tree. Srila Prabhupada very clearly, even though they are among the devotees or demigods, they can't see. This is just
True.
one.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Ratnakar Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Thank you very much for the wonderful class. You are enlightening us for the value of association of pure devotees. So we are very fortunate to have your Vani association and through this virtual platform. Please keep all of us in your prayers that we can also come to the mood how you serve your spiritual master and wonderful devotees. So because we are all endeavoring, but still entrapped in the clutches of Maya. So please pray for all of us too.
All glories to Guru Maharaj. Yes, Prabhu, definitely. Swarna Gopal Prabhu, thank you very much. And yeah, definitely all our prayers are there with the spiritual master. And for your kind information, in another 2 days' time, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, my spiritual master, is arriving here in Coimbatore. And we hope to have him for 5 full days with us here in Coimbatore. Yeah, so there is going to be initiation and there is going to be Bhakti Shastri convocation and Snan Yatra. So many programs are lined up here, all by the mercy of Guru Maharaj. So many wonderful activities are going here. Along with that, of course, there is a wonderful temple is getting manifested with 5 acres of land, and its temple per se is 70,000 square feet temple. Huge temple, first time in this region. And along with that, this is the first of its kind in ISKCON, a Vedic education center. It's called, Veda Pathashala, they call it. And Veda Pathashala is inbuilt within the temple, along with wonderful guest house facilities with 128 rooms. And then we have a very huge samskara hall for performing ceremonies like marriage or anything like that. So it's a full-fledged, complex is getting around, and Guru Maharaj's blessing. He wanted really this to happen nearly 23 years before he wanted this to happen, and now it is getting manifested. Because when Guru Maharaj, he visited this place some 23, 24 years before, that time the whole 5 acres of land was full of Tulasi plants, Tulasi Maharani. And now the temple is coming out of that. So yeah, anyone and everyone, you're all welcome, and take darshan of Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani, who are presently showering their mercy here in Coimbatore, And very soon, Sri Radhakrishna Kovai Chandra will also be installed, and you can come and take good darshan of their lordships here. And you can have a comfortable stay and have your sweet time in a nice weather place called Coimbatore. Hare Krishna. Sonagopal Prabhu, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else, if you have any questions, we will have your minutes. Otherwise, is it okay if we can wind up this session, Prabhu? I have one more session, another call. I got it already. So if it is okay, then I can wind up this one.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you for
Hari Hari Bol, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Ananta Koti Vaishnavaranda ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Ratnakar Gauranga Prabhu ki Jai.
Guru Maharaj, Jai Pataka Swami Acharya Pad ki Jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari
Bol. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Tulsi Mataji, are you there? Over to you, Mataji, if you have anything to add.
Hare Krishna, it was a very good lecture by Prabhuji. As usual, I thank Sriranga Prabhuji for giving me this opportunity to be the MC of this program. I thank all the senior Prabhujis and Matajis and devotees of our yatra for helping me to do services in the yatra. I seek all of their blessings so that I can advance in my spiritual journey. Hare Krishna.
We have Kirtan, Madan Mahan.
Okay, so next we have
We
Kirtan.
don't have Kirtan today.
Yeah, that's what Prabhuji said. So we'll be moving on to announcements. Announcements will be done by His Grace Sri Rangadas Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Sorry, today we don't have Kirtan because the team is not ready today. So as discussed in the message, we will have the prayer request and other things, and straight away moving to the discussion actually. So every week we are requesting prayers for His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj good health, and also we need prayers from all of you for other Maharaj and all other devotees across the world. So let us chant 3 times for the benefit of all these wonderful devotees to serve, and please Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Is there any other prayer request, Geeta?
Krishna. So on 25th, Vrindanandani, Sudama Achyuta Prabhu and Lajavati are traveling back to Dubai. We need prayers. And on 29th, Vrindanandani Mataji is traveling back to Dubai. So we need prayers from all the devotees for their safe return trip.
And also we need prayers for Vrindanandani Mataji's father's speedy recovery. So
yes, we need also prayers for Ruparani Mataji's father who passed away last week.
So we need prayers for the soul to reach proper destination. And few devotees are traveling, so we need prayers for all the devotees safe trip and back to Dubai. And Ekadashi in India on Friday 24th, and in Middle East it will be on 25th Saturday, and the fast breaking time on Sunday in Dubai it will be 5:30 to 10:01. So the parent time in Dubai on Sunday will be 5:30 a.m. to 10:01.
Okay. We also need prayers for Ramarupa Prabhu's daughter and son-in-law who got initiated 2 days before.
son-in-law is Ananda Sindhu Jagannatha Das, and his daughter is Jayashri Anandamayi Devi Dasi. They got initiated from His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj. We also need prayers for Premanand Prabhu, Savita Mataji, who have tested positive for COVID,
And
for
also
their
for
speedy
yesterday's
recovery.
Shivalla Prabhu, he is fine now, but still need prayers from all the devotees for his speedy recovery. As mentioned by Geeta, for Premananda Prabhu and Savita Mataji.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, also we need prayers for Kaivalya Mataji and Ramanatha Krishna Prabhu, who have joined Mayapur team, and Prabhu is serving in the treasury now in Mayapur office. So we need prayers so that they continue their service in Mayapur. We also need prayers for Anita Mataji's sister Radhika for her good material, good life, and also to come into Krishna consciousness. She's mentally suffering. So let us all pray that she comes out of all the sufferings and take up Krishna consciousness. Any other prayer request?
Also, we need prayers for her great Rudripini Mataji for her good health and speedy recovery so that she can continue her service in the Gauranga Desh Yatra. Anything else? Okay, let us chant 3 times for the benefit of all these devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you all. Thank you so much.